Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Grain of Salt. I'm going to bring you a grain of salt. I wanted to pull over and read something to you before I got into kind of what my thoughts are on it. It's just too much to try to remember. Anyway, it's in James chapter 3, verse 13. He says, "Who among you is wise and understanding? Let him show that he's wise and understanding by his good behavior, his deeds in the gentleness of wisdom." But if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your heart, do not be arrogant and so lie against the truth. This wisdom, what wisdom? The wisdom that works by bitter jealousy and selfish ambition. This wisdom is not from above, but is earthly, natural, and demonic. So selfishness and bitter jealousy are earthly. It is a wisdom that comes and that you act on that is earthly, natural, and demonic. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder in every evil thing. There's an earthly wisdom, and then there is a wisdom which is from above, and that's the wisdom that we need to be acting on, that behavior. And this is going to be one of them little talks that is not very fun for the moment, but it's something I've been thinking about today anyway. Something that I have to deal with every day, because it creeps up and it sticks its ugly head up in myself. And maybe this might help you, I don't know. But you know, men and women out there, they're gripped. They're in a grip, or in a trap of that's got a terrifying power to it, you know. And it's deep inside their own being. They don't even know it. We don't know it. And that power that grips deep inside, it pushes us to ultimately disillusionment and then self-destruction. Believing lies. And that power that grips is sin. And we need to realize that. We need to realize that the sin that I'm talking about here, or that James is talking about here, is the sin of selfishness. And I don't hear much talk about it, because I'm telling you, selfishness is one of them things that every single thinking one of us has to deal with. And it's a bad, bad thing. And it is a sin that produces nothing but death in us. I mean, selfishness takes the focus where it should be, and it takes it from there and puts it totally on us, you, me. And all of us have to deal with it. We got to deal with it head on. And again, I'm telling you, it's not fun to talk about, not fun to think about. But in talking to this phone, I'm talking to me, because I can see me in the phone there. And I got to face it head on, selfishness. And selfishness is constantly something I got to deal with. You know, men and women are bent on fulfilling their own desires at any price. And the people don't want to admit that. But that's something that can stick its ugly head up. You know, that little bitty one-letter word, I, or your ego, you know, it wants to rule you. It wants to rule over you. You know, Satan, when he fell, he said, "I will," 5 times. I will, I will, I will, I will, I will. And we need to realize who our Father is. Our Father is not the devil. We hear the Word of God. And we follow not the voice of the stranger, but our Messiah. And so we got to face that head on. You know, man is utterly self-centered. That's why he's sort of bent toward those things. And you got to fight against it constantly. And man will do whatever society will tolerate if he's unbridled. You need to realize that you're capable. You're not perfect, and I'm not perfect. We're capable of evil. You know, man will consume everything inside according to his own lust if he's left unbridled. He will consume people, and ultimately he'll consume himself if left unbridled. You know, when a friend or a co-worker or a relative or a lover or a spouse stops for providing what a man wants, a lot of times a man will just discard them like a torn up piece of clothing or something. Trash. If left unbridled. Self-fulfillment, self-gratification, a whole lot of self-promotion, self-achievement, self-satisfaction, self-gain, money, 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 self-favor, self-dominance, self-popularity. These are all priority number one with a person who's consumed with self and selfishness. And man that'll continue down that path of selfishness, he's going to experience self-consumption eventually. His relationships will start to fail. A man dominated by selfishness or selfish greed will eventually alienate himself from everybody. And he'll be utterly lonely. James 3:17 real quick says this. I can memorize at least one verse. But the wisdom from above, which is first pure, then peaceable, full of mercy and good fruits, unwavering, without hypocrisy. What kind of wisdom is that? The wisdom of self-denial, taking up your cross and following Him. Take it all with a grain of salt. I could be wrong.